It's NHSN Radio on the Northern Highlands Sportsnet.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jasen Bottini, and I'm here with
guest Ryan, and we're going to be talking to you about the world of sports today. Starting off in North Carolina with the U.S. Open, we have the U.S. Open at Pinehurst No. 2 Resort as Patrick Cantlay and Rory McIlroy lead the tournament, both at 5 under. Rory has shot a bogey-free 65, 5 under here, in time for first place. The last time Rory shot 5 under, bogey-free, he won his last 4 majors, and he hasn't won in 10 years, and I think he's looking to do something big this weekend.
Yeah, no, I've been watching Rory really closely now, and he's really been shooting the ball really well. I mean, this is back to like 2014 Rory, where he was doing really good, and I feel like he hasn't been doing as well in these tournaments recently, but I feel like he's getting back to his ways. So.
Yeah, and lurking, there's Ludwig Åberg, who's a rookie on the PGA Tour. This is his first U.S. Open ever, and in the Masters this year, I believe he came in second, the PGA top 10, and he's really shown that he's a force on the PGA Tour, showing that he can win and that he's one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, I mean, we see these staple names like Bryson DeChambeau. Like, I mean, he's been doing amazing in these last couple tournaments. Every tournament, he's just in these top 10.
Yeah, and he said in his interview yesterday how Pinehurst, it's all about chipping and putting there. The greens, everything slopes away from you. It's really tough and challenging. And, I mean, he even said, I think I'm a good chipper. And we saw him yesterday hole out on hole 18 for birdie to get himself into 3 under and 2 back of the lead heading into Friday's round.
Yeah, I mean, did you see that one video of when they dropped the ball and it just kept rolling? I mean, that was crazy. I mean, that just shows the difficulty of the course here.
Yeah, but it also shows, I mean, you see the scores and guys are 5 under, 4 under. I mean, even places, 16. There's 32 guys even par better. So, I mean, I really don't know how much they can do to these courses to make these guys not make them go low. I'm like the courses originally par 72. They put it to par 70, 2 par 5s or 2 par 4s now. And these guys just still attack it. I think when you have the 100 of the best players in the world, there's nothing you can really do unless you make it extremely unfair and just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think they should make these courses any harder. I mean, everyone loves seeing like these birdies and all. I mean, yeah, nobody wants to see anyone like shoot over. It's not.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I think with the U.S. Open, I mean, it's known as the hardest tournament in golf. People want to see the pros fail. They want to see us just be like us. And I mean, it's only Friday. The course will firm up. It will get harder over the weekend. But I mean, if they keep continuing like this, you could see a low score win. And I don't know. I really don't think that's what the people wanted to see.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, these courses are literally like, it's like a ball rolling on pavement. Like,
the
ball doesn't stop. It really is ridiculous now. But.
And down at tied for 84th, we have Tiger Woods, who shot an opening 74, 4 over.
Yeah.
I mean, if you looked at his round early, like, he was 1 under through 5, 1 under through 6, and his iron play was just really sloppy, missing in the wrong spots. His putter wasn't saving him like it normally does.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he actually seems to be in good shape. He said after his round that he felt okay. He felt like he could warm up after, and as long as his back didn't stay tight. But, I mean, I think it's just proving that he's just not the same. And
I mean, yeah, I think it's just amazing that he's still even out there. It really is.
Yeah, but, I mean, it looks like he can hit every shot, and then it comes down to it. He's just a little too sloppy.
Yeah.
He doesn't make enough birdies, and it's just a big issue.
Yeah, it comes with age, I guess.
Yeah, but today's another day. I mean, the players are looking to make some birdies, go low, and I mean, I think. What do you think? I think 8 under wins this tournament.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I agree. Who do you think is gonna pull this tournament away, or who's gonna win this tournament?
I'm rooting for Bryson. I mean,
I'm a big.
And the
Bryson.
PGA came in second. The Masters, I think he came in third. And although I mean, you still got Scotty Scheffler, who shot 1 over yesterday. He's only 6 back at the lead, and you know what he can do. I mean.
Yeah, I thought Scotty Scheffler was suffering like a foot injury.
Oh no, that was John Rahm actually. He hasn't done well all year though, so he's just out. But Scheffler had a rough day. I mean, I saw that he had his worst driving round in strokes gained the entire year since his 2022 season. So I mean, once he figures it out, he kind of battled in to shoot a 1 over, which isn't a bad score in a U.S. Open. Yeah, and he's still in it.
Yeah, no, I think my pick is going to be Rory McIlroy. I've just always been a fan of him. I like the way he plays, iron plays, chipping. Like,
yeah, you think he can get it done after all this time?
I really do. I mean, this is the closest I feel like he's been in a while. So
you see, he got back with his wife now.
Yeah.
Maybe this was what the good play. Maybe this is what he needed.
It's the glue.
Yeah.
So. All right, well, that's it for golf. We're going to move on to our next topic of college basketball. So, I mean, this year has probably been one of the craziest college basketball years, I think, in a while. I mean,
yeah, UConn goes back to back.
UConn back to back is
and
seeing the March Madness tournament being
Yeah, and you got the
absolutely-
matchup you wanted. You got
Yeah.
Purdue versus UConn. I mean, UConn just proved to be too much this year, and
Yeah, I mean, there were so many upsets. I mean, with Kentucky losing to Oakland, with
Jack Goldkey.
Yeah, get Jack Goldkey. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, and you saw Dan Hurley turn down the Lakers job for $70 million.
Yeah,
so,
I did see that.
And
I
I've
mean-
seen he wants the three-peat, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. I mean, I feel like as recruits, as players, like you see your coach decline a $70 million
To the Lakers,
NBA
especially.
option, like. I feel like that just shows like you're the real deal.
Yeah, and he
You
wants to stay.
You really want the best.
He wants to be one of the greats.
So I mean, I think that's really important for UConn and all those guys. But you know, the one thing about Purdue, like they made it to the final last year. They've struggling all the years before. I mean, they're losing the best player in college basketball, Zach Edey.
Yeah.
So how do you think they're gonna come back?
I mean, I've seen this coach, Matt Painter. He's always
Yeah.
had good players,
Yeah.
and they've always made a tournament. They've never failed in regular season. I mean,
They always win the Big Ten.
yeah, I think they'll
I think
recover.
they'll do good. They're getting some recruit who's 7'3". He's plays
Oh,
in
really?
the U.S. National. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they'll be just fine. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Purdue? I mean, like,
Yeah.
they get great recruits over there.
What do you think? You think UConn can potentially get the three-peat or no?
I don't know, man. I think Alabama are going to do really good this year.
Yeah.
I think UConn are going to do good again. I mean, they have a great coach, but yeah. I mean, these teams are just the transfer portal. I know one player on Purdue, Gillis. He went to Duke, and he was like the best.
Yeah, I saw
man in the
sixth man of
league,
the
yeah.
year in the Big Ten.
So
I mean, next year St. John's is winning it all. I just got to say,
Yeah,
Rick Pitino,
yeah.
put him in.
yeah, I like Rick.
He's
Pitino.
got
He's
some
a
good
coach.
recruits. He's got some
Yeah.
good transfers, and last year St. John's got absolutely snubbed
Yeah,
from the tournament.
They got robbed. I thought Providence as well. They got robbed. They should
Yeah, I mean, the
think
Big
both
East,
the teams.
These past couple of years, they've gone like 5 teams in the tournament,
Yeah,
and I mean, UConn just absolutely dominated both tournaments.
UConn won both
And
tournaments.
UConn's not like in the Big East tournament. UConn beat St. John's by 5 points.
Yeah.
They're beating like Creighton by like 3, and I mean, it just shows how tough the Big East is and how like
Yeah.
underappreciated they
No,
are.
I agree. And Marquette, I mean, they did great this year. I mean, I feel like they underperformed. I feel like they could have definitely made a run in the Final Four, but
Yeah, Tyler Kolek was hurt,
Yeah,
I believe,
yeah.
and
but Duke this year, I mean, they're getting Cooper Flagg,
Yeah.
arguably the best player that's coming to the
yeah,
to
on
NCAA
aren't
next
they're
year.
keeping a few players, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm really excited to see what this Duke team does. I feel like they just haven't got over the hump yet. They're just
I mean, I don't.
just one player too short. I feel like every time.
Yeah, they're missing. I mean, obviously they don't have Coach K anymore. They have the new coach, but I don't know. I've never been a fan of Duke.
Yeah.
I don't like their program. I don't like their coaching staff. I don't like anything about it. But
Yeah. What do you think?
I
about,
mean, this year I think they could get it done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No. What do you think about UNC? R.J. Davis staying back for another year.
yeah, I mean, I
This
feel
is
like the
his
guy's
sixth year.
like
I mean,
35 years
yeah,
old.
This is crazy.
But yeah.
He's here
Well,
for-
what was it? It was a COVID.
I think
he
COVID
red
year
shirt.
and his red shirt. Or
Yeah.
no, COVID year and like a 5th year. So
Yeah. So
I mean that's ridiculous. I think he will be the national player of the year though. I really do.
yeah, you think he's?
I do.
Yeah, UNC. I mean, they're always in it. They actually had a couple stumbles in past years, but now they're back.
Good morning.
And now let's go to Jack Stiegler for the up to the minute sports update.
Good morning. It's 8:11 a.m. and I'm Jack Stever. This is
NHSN Radio Sports Flash. Last night, the Florida Panthers outlasted the Edmonton Oilers 4-3. The Panthers are now up 3-0 and are looking to close out the series tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Some big news in the UFC fans out there. Conor McGregor has pulled out of UFC 303 due to a foot injury. And that's what's happening in sports. Now back to you.
You're listening to the NHSN radio on the Northern Highland Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, look how cheap this one is.
That's a counterfeit.
So what?
So what? Your skin lotion could have something scary in it, like antifreeze or other poisons.
Protect yourself. Visit ncpc.org/go4real. Brought to you by NCPC and the USPTO.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Where do you want to go to lunch? I'm having a stroke. Did you hear what I said? I'm having a stroke. Why aren't you answering me? I'm having a stroke.
What's up with your face?
I'm having a stroke.
That's not normal. Is something wrong?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you having an allergic reaction?
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear.
I'm having a stroke.
You just need to know the sudden signs. Look for FAST, F-A-S-T, F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, or S, speech difficulty. Then T, time. Time to call 911 immediately, because the sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Know the sudden signs. Face, arm, speech, time. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to NHSN Radio on the Northern Highland Sports Net. Welcome back to the big show. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 201-327-8700. Press 0 and ask for an extension of 224.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jack. I mean, I wanted to touch up on that McGregor fight. I mean, I feel like McGregor has been out for a couple of years now. I mean, he was just the best fighter to watch, like most paid fighter. I mean, he was amazing.
Exciting to watch too. I mean, that's why people loved him. He was exciting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, but I look at him now and he just looks like a completely different man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking a little big. He doesn't. I mean, you see some of his videos. He's
he
in
gained a
clubs,
lot of
he's
weight.
Like, he's going crazy. I don't think he's ready for this fight. Maybe he realized that like if he goes into this fight, it could be the end of his life. Honestly.
Yeah, I really do. I agree with that.
I mean, he's not well liked. People don't like the way he talks to other people.
I don't know. I feel like he has a big community behind him though.
No, but I mean,
he
the
definitely
fighters.
has a whole Irish community.
Yeah, but like the people who he's fighting, they don't like it.
Yeah, no, they
want
don't.
to kill him,
they
honestly,
want
in the ring. And
they don't like. I mean, he's just like he's just amazing to watch. Like his smack talk. It's so fun.
It's like an experience like that. You just like.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta like it.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go back to some college basketball for a little bit. I mean, I forgot to mention. I mean, Caleb Love. I feel like he Pac-12 Player of the Year. I mean, he was really just amazing.
I mean, he's coming back. I think he has some work left done that he wants to finish. And
definitely.
I think he should have stayed at UNC, but I mean, maybe at Arizona he can get it done.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Arizona's always like top 10 in the country.
Yeah,
they're
always good.
They have this new coach who's the Gonzaga assistant, and I mean, they'll make the tournament. They'll be like a 2 or 3 seed, and they might lose. They might.
Yeah, I feel like Arizona never really make a run in the tournament. This year they beat Dayton great. I mean, they lost to Clemson in the next round. Like, I mean, come on, like. If you want to be a big program, like you gotta go to like Elite Eight. I mean, you gotta make these runs, and that's not what Arizona's doing. So, I mean, as a player, it's hard, you know, like to get recruits there. I mean, you're not making a run ever. So
yeah.
So I don't. Yeah.
And then with college basketball, we got in our own state, Rutgers. We have top recruiting class coming in. We got
Dylan Harper
and.
Who's the other guy?
Ace Bailey.
Yeah, Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, two of the top guys.
I'm really excited to see that.
Basketball.
We're New Jersey people, so I mean, this is great to see.
I feel like Rutgers has never been good. They've had like Cliff O'Moria, they've had Ron Harper Jr.
Yeah.
But I mean,
never. I feel like at this caliber. I mean, Dylan Harper's the number 2 recruit in the class.
They also brought in a lot of transfers this year.
Yeah,
to help them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
a lot of experience.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's good. Dylan Harper, I think he'll be a one and done. Ace Bailey, probably the same.
Yeah, I mean, but you think they'll compete in the Big Ten? And
yeah, I really do. I think Dylan Harper is NBA ready, and I think he's better than Cooper Flagg. Honestly, I mean, we saw him live here play at our own school. He was just dunking on everyone.
And
he dropped
effortless.
Effortless 30-point games he would just drop in high school, and I mean, it was against the best competition in the country. It really was insane to see, but yeah, I think he is definitely ready for the next level.
Yeah, and locally, Seton Hall recently, they lost their best player, Kadari Richmond, to St. John's.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was
fans
Got
can't
some
be
big
too
moves.
happy
He was
about
the number
that.
one- Was he the number 1 player in the transfer portal?
Yeah, he was, and
Yeah.
he
That's
was
a big pickup
he
for
was
St. John's.
honestly he might have been the best player in the Big East this year. I mean Devin Carter.
Devin
ended up
Carter,
getting
definitely,
it,
yeah.
But Kadari definitely was a close second, and I mean St. John's brought him in. They brought in transfers from Utah.
Yeah.
They've actually brought in a couple of kids from New Jersey and New York area, some 4-stars.
Yeah.
And
I really think that the Big East is probably like the second best, maybe the best conference in the country. I mean, I don't think it's really close.
And once again, the phone lines are open, and we're taking your calls at 201-327-800. Press 0 and ask for an extension at 224.
And we have a caller now from D'Lo and Jack from Allendale.
Talking about the NBA.
Yep.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Hello, this is Baby D'Lo here. I heard you guys are Knicks fans. I just want to rant about them real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 years in a row losing the second round, I think they should blow it up. They lost to the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers haven't made the playoffs in like 10 years.
I mean, yeah.
I think they should blow it up. I think Jalen Brunson's too small. He can't be your leading guard on a championship team. I don't think he should be a number 1. Julius Randle's too injury prone. OG Anunoby's too injury prone. Mitchell Robinson's too injury prone. I think they should blow it up.
I think that's just very unfair to say that. I mean, losing to the Indiana Pacers, we had a full starting lineup injured on the bench.
Yeah, you got Julius Randle out, OG out.
Yeah.
You got Brunson hurt in the last game.
And we took the Pacers to Game 7. I mean, it wasn't even. It was really just like unfortunate. Like if the Knicks had Brunson, Randle, OG playing. I mean, I think if OG was just playing, I think the game would have been done. But
who was this? D'Lo? D'Lo said this. D'Lo, I mean, I think you're absolutely
ridiculous. I can't hear much of what you're saying.
D'Lo, I know you.
I just want to say this is Ben.
Oh, this is
D'Lo
Ben.
makes a great point. These guys are too soft at the point of attack. These guys cannot play.
I think that's complete.
Ben, I've heard you go on other people's shows and dissing the.
It's pathetic.
I think that's complete bogus because I think the Knicks their whole franchise is about grit and being like these tough guys. Josh Hart, Brunson, all these guys are just.
You got Tom Thibodeau in there coaching these guys. Look at him; he looks like a
old
rat.
school
He
basketball.
doesn't look like he can do anything, but he gets these guys. He gets them to play good defense.
You see them diving on the ball, diving on the floor. Every play, they leave everything on the court.
I feel like you saw this in the Sixers series. I mean, they took him to Game 6, was it?
Yeah.
Where it was toughness.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson,
offensive boards,
40
everything.
points, hurt. Josh Hart getting hurt, coming back in, playing his heart out.
Yeah, Ben, I keep
Everyone.
hearing you coming on these shows and dissing the Knicks. I mean, who do you like? What's your team? Ben? Only
Jack, hello? Jack from Allendale?
We're Celtics fans.
Oh, you're a Celtics fan.
Wow. So you guys are just bandwagons, just going on the best team.
No.
Yeah.
We're fans of a
I
real
actually
team.
believe that
We don't
Celtics
have
are the
soft
softest
stars
team in the
like
NBA.
Doncic
Jason
and
Tatum,
Luka.
he
This
can't get
is
it done.
1 year
No,
in the last 10
they're getting
years
it
that they've
done.
been
They are
good.
getting it done.
It's the first year in 10 years that they might win something.
They're lucky they didn't have to face the Knicks. That's all.
Yeah.
We're going for number 18 this year. That's all that matters. Banner number 18, here it comes. Knicks are too soft. They can't play. They can't play. Did you not hire Dan Hurley? Tom Thibodeau, average coach. They can't do it. Bye. We're done.
All right.
All right, get off our show.
Get off our
We
show.
don't want. We're done with this.
Oh, I mean that was just
Some of these Boston fans, you can't control them.
they really are.
Especially
crazy.
now with the Celtics. I mean, their ego just goes through the roof.
I mean, Boston fans are probably the craziest fans I think in
Yeah.
the country. Them and Philly fans. So, I mean, it really is like sad to even hear that. I think Knicks' whole organization is built around grit and toughness, and to say that they were soft really just. I mean that hurts a little bit. I mean,
and look where they've come from. I mean, I'm used to these Knicks teams with they have I don't even know. Aaron Afalo is their number 3 guy on the team.
I mean,
they're not good.
Yeah.
They really they can't perform. And now you're getting them to the playoffs, consistent years. We got this guy Jack Venn dissing our team, dissing our program.
I mean, you finally have a playoff contention team and a team that can actually win it all, and now we have people saying they're not tough. Like it just is nonsense. It really is.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what their second year. I mean, it's really just a young start. This was Brunson's second year, right, with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, this year he really proved to be one of the best in the league. And
the Villanova
I mean, there's no
boys
reason
really
he can't
just-
keep getting better. I mean, you look at him; he looks like a little short, 6'1". He looks a little big, but I mean, he gets it done.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
He has that lefty smooth jumper.
He's not the tallest guy, but he's definitely one of the strongest and the most grittiest and loves
Yeah,
to
and
get.
you saw this at Villanova. I mean, He won Player of the Year
Yeah.
in 2018, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
He was on 2 national championship
Yep.
teams. Coming out, like, he was in the first or second round pick. No one really
Yeah, they
regarded
did,
him that
yeah.
highly, and he just proves
Proved
that he's
himself,
a winner.
yeah.
I mean, I think he wins championships. I think the Knicks with him can win a championship, and I think that D'Lo and this guy Jack Venn are just absolutely
Yeah, I
insane.
think they're out of their mind. And the phone lines are open again. We're taking calls 201-327-8700. Press 0 and ask for his extension 224. And you're listening to The Big Show on the Northern Highland Sports Net. We're back right after this.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.
Honey, you want to give me a hand? I'm planting that tree, remember?
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. This includes natural gas and petroleum pipelines, electric, communication cables, and water and sewer lines. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
When Steve was struck and killed, he was setting up a temporary zone.
Margot's brother Steve was killed by a motorist who crashed through a highway work zone.
Kneeling in front of my mother and telling her what had happened was probably the worst thing that I had to do.
His daughter Lindsay was in high school when Steve died.
They're people. They have to work, pay attention.
America's transportation workers, the beating heart of mobility. A reminder from the American Traffic Safety Services Foundation.
Good morning. It's 8:24 a.m. and I'm Jack Stiegler, and this is your NHSN Radio Sports Flash. Game 4 of the NBA Finals starts tonight at 8:30. The Celtics look to close out in Dallas tonight, and then the NFL, the Jaguars quarterback gets his bag. Trevor Lawrence gets paid $275 million extension. In the U.S. Open, Patrick Cantley and Rory McIlroy both lead with 5 under. And that's what's happening in sports. Now back to you, Ryan and Jason.
Thank you, Jack.
You're listening to the NHSN Radio on the Northern Highland Sports Network, and welcome back to Jason Ryan's Big Show. Let's get back into it.
I mean, the other night, 2 nights ago, I mean, there was this game, I feel like that wasn't talked about as much. It was a friendly between USA versus Brazil, and Brazil, I mean, Jack, I know you were watching. I mean, Brazil are one of the powerhouse top 3 team in the world right now. Yeah, forever, whatever. They've like this crazy legacy of being like a soccer country, whatever. And USA tied them 1-1, and I believe that they should have even won.
I think that's a great showing for USA. Yeah. Christian Pulisic, Matt Turner, goal, had 11 saves.
Yeah, 11 saves.
Great.
Second most, I think. Against
that was a great game for him, showing that he's definitely going to be the starter for this team coming into. What do they have next? What tournament?
They have the Copa America.
Copa America, yeah.
I think this is their first year they're going to even play in Copa America, so I think they're going to do good. I mean, they're playing against Argentina now, Brazil, like all these powerhouses, and they showed they could hang. I mean, Brazil weren't playing any of their scrubs. Like, they played all their starters.
They played Vinny Jr., all of them. I forget the other ones.
Yeah, like, I mean, they played Allison Becker, like their goal. I mean, they literally played everyone, and USA missed plenty of chances. Like, they should have won. Christian Pulisic missed one at the top of the box. I mean, he should have scored. And then another one, Brendan Aronson. I think the keeper made a great save. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a great game. So
I mean, just watching the USA team from World Cup to now, I mean, they've made big jumps, big leaps.
I mean,
they should be great coming into 2026 World Cup, where home field advantage. They should be doing great.
No, I agree. I think the next couple of years, I mean, the U.S. like soccer, I feel like really is just growing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bright future. Zone on the show right now.
Yeah.
Jason Bottini.
Yeah.
graduating this week. I mean, I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you all these years on the NHSN radio. And, I mean, sadly our time comes to an end. But I just want to say this is our last show for the viewers out there. And thank you for tuning in. And our goal here when we started was just to educate the people and let you listen into a good radio show. And, I mean, I think we've done it. I think the people have enjoyed it. And let's just keep talking some sports.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, do you, any games?
Yeah, I mean, let's just switch to the NFL. I know this is a big NFL fan, our fan base, and coming up for the season.
Yeah,
what do you think about some of these rookie guys like Caleb Young, Malik Neighbors,
Caleb Williams? I think he. I feel like I've been seeing some camps, and I feel like he's been underperforming. That's what people have been saying. So, I mean, I think he's gonna be great. I mean, he is NFL ready, 100%. Like, but I want to see what he's gonna do this year. I feel like he has a ton of pressure on himself, and I don't know if he's going to live up to it or not, but I hope he does. I'm a big Caleb Williams fan.
I think it's a little early to say underperforming for Caleb Williams.
I mean, it's only preseason, but I mean, he has so much pressure on him.
Rookie season, he has a lot of pressure.
He's under a microscope always.
Yeah, so it's a little early to say. Like,
I don't really. I didn't honestly think Justin Fields was the worst quarterback in the league.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, Caleb Williams in college, obviously he was amazing, his arm and everything, but. I mean, at USC, he wasn't dominating.
Yeah, no.
It's not like they were winning.
I think it was
I know they had a bad defense.
I think it was a bad draft for them. But they obviously got. I mean, Caleb Williams. I really don't think they needed Caleb Williams there.
Yeah, I mean, once they got rid of
Justin Fields. I mean, yes, I think they had a good draft after that. But
when you have the first and the ninth pick, once you have the first pick, you're gonna take the quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I think they should have traded that away personally. But I mean, when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields, I think he is a great quarterback. It's just he's in a bad environment, and I think he didn't have any options like Caleb Williams has now, where he's getting another wide receiver that's a first-round pick. He's getting all these players, all these. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and we got Jack Ben.
Yeah. I wanted to replace Jack Steeler for a minute. The point you just made, they should have traded the number 1 pick. I completely disagree with that. You don't pass on Hall of Fame talent. Caleb Williams is going to be a legit Pro Bowl, All-Pro player at quarterback. And
you think the guy that's painting his nails on the sideline, the guy that's going crazy, you think he's going to be this Hall of Famer?
Yeah. You just draft good football players. You can live with that stuff.
I
throws
don't
40
agree
touchdowns,
with
it doesn't matter.
I think football is only only part of it, but
that's fair.
I mean, if you're a good locker room guy, if you're like a imposter in the locker room, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, all right, Jack. So you can come back in the show, but we got to call now. Reed and Ethan from the Bronx, New York, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Reed and Ethan, how you doing?
My girlfriend. Doing good. How are you?
Good.
How about you?
So I know you guys weren't really talking too much about this, but
Boston's gonna sweep the series.
All right. We don't need more Boston fans coming in here.
I'm wondering what you guys' predictions are, because I think Dallas is gonna win, and of course.
Dallas in 7, baby. That's all I gotta say. I mean, don't get Luka mad.
I mean,
they're gonna sweep them easily.
Nah, I think it'll be a gentleman's sweep. I think
the
Mavericks win tonight. I think going back to Boston, maybe Porzingis comes back.
I think this does get to a game 6.
I think this is
the
over.
Mavericks take the next
game
2.
6. It goes to game 7. I think
this is over in 4. I really do. I don't think Luka has been up to his level. I don't think Kyrie has been up to his level. I mean, I think these players like Jaylen Brown, Tatum, they're all doing amazing things, and they're unstoppable right now.
I think Luka's
been doing amazing.
Offensively, he's there, but defensively, I mean, he's a hole on the court.
Tatum's been playing terribly.
Yeah, and you saw that foul the other day. I mean, it's just unexcusable to be that type of player. And he got angry at his bench. He was yelling at his sideline.
No, he's not.
Also, I think it has been a bit of a bad coaching. I remember I was watching it, and they were on a 20-2 run with the Mavericks. And thank you guys for calling, by the way. We'll continue talking about it.
Bounce off of it. And,
the Mavericks were on a 20-2 run the other day, last game, and they decided to call a timeout. I don't know what that was about. I mean, they have a 20-2 momentum, and they're calling a timeout. That really, I mean, if you're a coach, that makes no sense. I saw Luka screaming at his coach. I think it was right. I mean, obviously you should never scream at your coach, but to call a timeout when you're on a 20-2 run, I mean, that's just absurd.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the other team to
call timeout. I agree.
I don't know if you can blame the coaching, though. I mean, yes, that was one bad coaching, very bad coaching mistake, but I mean, I think the coaching got them to where they are right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think people don't give enough credit.
They don't give enough.
They
don't give Jason Kidd enough credit.
And that just brings them to
but
another level.
I mean, it's Jason Kidd. People where was he? He was somewhere before this, and then people just didn't give him a lot of credit.
I feel like we don't give the Mavericks enough credit as they're down 3-0 to this, superstar Celtics team.
Yeah.
They really are.
They are loaded.
They were by far the best team in the league right now. Yeah.
I think they take one tonight with Porzingis out. I think they take one tonight.
Yeah.
I think they steal one in Boston, but I don't think they can close it out.
I think they're mentally done. I think Kyrie, Luka, they just seem exhausted.
Yeah.
It's been a tough series. Past couple, they had the same thing going on with Timberwolves. They were up.
Yeah.
They lost a game or two.
But I don't know. I think it's over with them. I think next year maybe they'll get some other players. They'll be good.
I think Derek Lively, a really underrated player in the series. He'll improve greatly over this offseason is my assumption. But and if he does, and they all stay healthy, they'll be the final contenders next year.
And now we have an extremely special guest, Matt Sims, coming on the show to talk to us about some football and some sports. Welcome into the show, Matt. How's it going?
What's up, fellas? What's up? How are you? Yeah,
good.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
Thank you. That was a weak clap right there to start the day, so appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Whatever works for you. So we just want to have you in and talk to you about some football. What do you think about this? Obviously, you're an experienced guy in football. You've been around the league. You played in college, and you know all about the quarterback position and everything. What do you think about this situation in Pittsburgh with you got Russell Wilson and you have Justin Fields?
Yeah, so for Pittsburgh right now, it's really interesting. I think the one thing that both of those guys got going for them is they got Mike Tomlin, that's there supporting them and that believes them. And I think all these people right now, Mike Tomlin, Justin Fields, Russell, of course, and then even Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, these guys are all coming off of really tough seasons where people are kind of questioning, their credibility in the league right now. And when you are questioned, pushed into a corner, people aren't believing in you, you got that chip on your shoulder. Typically that equals good things in the locker room too, because everyone knows that they have a lot to prove. And typically when you're being counted down and out, that's when groups really do a great job of galvanizing and coming together and trying to prove the doubters wrong. So really interested to see how this season plays out, see how they manage that quarterback situation, right? Wouldn't be shocked if both quarterbacks end up playing just a little bit here and there. And, running an offense that utilizes both of their strengths to make sure that they win games, because the Steelers are a really tough football team. They were a good football team, a playoff team a year ago, and they're in one of the toughest divisions in all of football right now in the AFC North. And I think all those teams are honestly capable of being borderline playoff teams, and some of them even being Super Bowl caliber teams.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what you said about Justin Fields and Russell Wilson with that chip on his shoulder, I never really thought about it like that. They're basically they're almost in similar situations in their career. Yeah. Obviously, Russell Wilson's much more accomplished. He's obviously won the Super Bowl. He's one of the best players in the league. But Justin Fields has shown signs of hope. He has this new fresh start with Mike Tomlin, as you said. He's never had a losing record in his career. I think good things can happen. Their defense is obviously amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like Justin Fields was in a bad situation. I feel like he is a great quarterback, and I want to hear what you think about it. How do you think the Bears did this off season, and how do you think they're going to be next year?
Yeah, I'm excited for the Bears. I really am. I think Caleb Williams is a phenomenal football player, and I think he is super talented, and he's, the closest thing that we've ever really seen since Patrick Mahomes coming out of the draft. Will there be some growing pains? Absolutely. This team really, has been close. They haven't really gotten over the edge. They haven't really learned how to win tough games consistently. Caleb is a phenomenal athlete, and he's got to learn how to adapt to the NFL football game, which is vastly different than the college game in many ways. And that's really more so just how you play situational football is the biggest thing. And, the good thing for him is that he has all the tools necessary to get those things done. So he's got a great skill group. The offensive line's improved. And, unfortunately for him, just like Fields and Russell, is that he is also in another division that seems to be improving just by, leaps and bounds each and every year. The Detroit Lions aren't going anywhere. The Green Bay Packers have improved dramatically, and Jordan Love's rise this past season has been phenomenal. And even the Vikings, too, with, Kevin O'Connell, they're a fantastic group as well. So, two teams that we've discussed here so far in divisions that are very difficult, that have a lot of really good football players, but also some fantastic coaching staffs as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I know that you obviously had a time with the Jets, and I don't know if you hold them close to your heart, but what do you think about this Aaron Rodgers situation? You think that it's now or never for the Jets, and that he can have a good year and bounce back from that injury?
The Aaron Rodgers thing is interesting, man. You know, it's tough to digest. You know, being a guy, right? You know, we're all here from this New Jersey, New York area where we care about the Jets and the Giants and all that. And you know, honestly, I just hope for his sake that it really was for a personal reason. That was something that involved, you know, his family or something personal where he really did have to do this. If it was for him to kind of go and be a rock star and be a superstar and, you know, whatever, then, you know, these things are eventually going to get out, you know, and if it's something like that, that can be deemed as something that is maybe somewhat selfish, you know, he's just got to get ready because the New York media is going to have a field day with that. So I'm just hoping that it is something that was personal that he really did have to do for someone within his family, and that way, you know, the New York media won't, you know, eviscerate him, you know, later in the season for this thing because, yeah, him, Stala, the entire Jets organization, you know, this really is the year for them to kind of put it together to save really all of their jobs and really to save, in Aaron's case, his legacy in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers has big expectations. I think obviously he's one of the best talents in the NFL history.
Definitely.
And well, thank you for tuning in to our show very much. And thank you, Matt, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much for tuning in.
We appreciate it,
Thank
and
you,
hope
guys.
you have a good
Appreciate
day.
it. Go Highlands.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, it's Jason. Our time's wrapping up with the show. And I just want to say to all the listeners, thank you very much for listening to Jason Ryan's Big Show. It's been a pleasure doing this. We really enjoyed it. We hope you enjoy listening to the show.
We really appreciate everyone listening. I mean, last day, senior year. Just want to wish all the seniors, you know, a final goodbye. So
Shout out to Northern Highlands.
Yeah, shout out to Northern Highlands.
High School.
Best 4 years of my life. So
let's go. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
See you, and we're out.